Hello, program directors. As I mentioned earlier in our peer review session this week, that I had two more programs to complete the annual program reviews on. One of them was EMT, and the other one was paramedic. Today I would like to present in this video a dashboard briefing on the EMT program, and then probably a little over a week I'll have paramedic complete, and that will wrap up all of the certificates. So if I could have your attention just for a couple of minutes, I'll go through those dashboard metrics. If you want to see those metrics, I have attached a PDF to this email, so feel free to print that out if you'd like to follow along. But I'll also have it on the video here as I talk about each one of those metrics. All right, so let's take a look at the EMT dashboard. And with that, we'll start off with enrollment. The EMT program is a one-semester program. It does have a target of 16 students. In the 16-17 year, we had 10 students, and in the 17-18 year, we had 14 students. So there is no, I would say, major concerns, or what I would call maybe an enrollment emergency in that program, at least for these 2 years. But there is a low-level concern that we're not and have not ever really reached that capacity of 16, which we really do need in order to drive our enrollment into the paramedic program. The EMT program is our primary feeder to paramedics, so what happens with this EMT is very critical. And that's where we like to see those nice, robust sizes. So even if we have 16 students, if we ever have 16 students in the EMT, we're probably only going to capture 12, maybe 14 of those students going on into paramedic. Some of them may not be successful on the registry exam. Some of them may opt for EMT employment right away and not go into paramedic. So for whatever reasons, you're never going to capture that cohort to go into paramedic. So as the primary feeder for the program, it is essential that this has robust enrollment in it every year. Otherwise, paramedic will be decimated. And that's where we make our money. We make our money in the paramedic program, which is 3 semesters long, very intense curriculum. So that's kind of the real importance for the EMT program in that enrollment number. But overall, in taking this program in isolation, I would not call it an enrollment emergency, but a general concern right now that we have not reached our benchmark number there. Retention for the program is excellent. As I mentioned earlier in our peer review session, every student counts with certificates, and we put a lot of energy into retaining those students. So and that those efforts have shown up here, and with what I would consider some very, very good, if not excellent, retention numbers in the 16-17, 100%, and in 17-18, 92. So no concerns with retention. The efficiency or the financial viability of the program. So I do not recommend a 1.0 because as far as a benchmark, because you literally are not making any money. Thus, the college would be losing millions of dollars a year. But with a benchmark of 0.5, the program in these 2 years, you can see, is running a little rich, a little heavy, at 7.4 and 0.67 and a 0.74 in those 2 years. Again, not a major concern in that the program is running in the red. The program is operating with a positive operating income. In the last year of this data, it was $41,000 to the good. So that's nice, but it does need to be a little bit better, and there is no fat to cut out of the program. It's run completely with adjuncts. So really where you're going to get that extra revenue is through meeting that target. We do need those 16 students, and then that would take care of the revenue that we need for the program. Graduation rates. Remember, the program is only 1 semester, so graduation, retention, progression, all kind of rolled up into one number since it's only a 1 semester program, but those are excellent. Again, echoing those comments I made a few moments ago, every student counts, and we put a lot of energy into retaining each student. So those rates are really, really good, 100% and 92. No concerns in that area. Student success, and that's measured through the national registry that they'll take at the end of the program, has been very successful, but with a caveat. You can see that the students ultimately 80% passed the test in the first year of this data, and then in the last year, 100% all passed that attempted the test. The keywords attempted the test, multiple attempts. It took them multiple attempts to pass the test. The first-time pass rate for both years is about 50%. So that's not good. Now, first-time pass rate isn't reflected in this data, but I think it's important to recognize. I'm a big supporter that all of our programs should have stellar first-time pass rates. That's what students pay for. That's why they're here. They're here to pay. They're here to prepare themselves for those national registries. At least at a minimum, they're here for that. And then, of course, we have additional education that goes around that. But if we aren't successful on that core of what they need to do, that really signals, I think, an issue. So, the indicator is green, very solid green as measured by this, but a concern for me is first-time pass rate. So, I wanted the group to know that. As far as program assessment processes and program learning outcomes, no issues there with the data that I had available. So no major concerns, again, with what I was able to look from their assessment plans. So that is it. Now, as you can see from the program, a lot of green, a little yellow. I would say there's no, my summary for the program is that there's no major concerns with the data presented here. The concerns with the program come into the fact that it's the feeder for the paramedic and that we really need paramedic to be a robust program. But the overall ratings that I would recommend or suggest would be that for the 16-17 would be a green, and then for the 17-18 would be a green horizontal line. And then perhaps with your peer comments in here, getting the more focused effort for enrollment. We really need to get those numbers at 16 with a wait list would be ideal. And then because of the importance of the paramedic program, and then also continued improvement on the first-time pass rates. When I came into certificates, overall there was very little registry preparation in any of the programs, so we instituted a registry prep program for all of them involving multiple mock registries, improvement processes after registries, identifying category areas of weakness, etc. So that's been phasing in over the past about year and a half. So hopefully you'll see some improved pass rates there. But that's also a concern that you may want to think about with your peer comments, or you may have identified some other areas of concern. All right, so with that, what I would like you to do in the email, and I'll bring that over here, if you could please indicate in this area, and by replying all, so we can all kind of, similar to what we did in the peer review session, if you could indicate the color level for 16-17, again, you're just going to pick that color, green, red, or yellow, that you believe is indicated by the data. And then for the 17-18 year, you're going to pick the color level, green, green, red, yellow, and then the directional indicator for that. Again, I would recommend that both areas are probably green with a directional indicator, the horizontal directional indicator for the 17-18 year. And peer comments, again, 1, 2, if you want more, I'll aggregate those, and then I'll be able to put those in my summary. All right, so that is everything for EMT. Thank you for taking a few minutes here to review that, and thank you so much for your responses.